The race is off to a flying start. Bobado is taking an early lead, maintaining a solid distance ahead of the pack. Okayoke 3 is holding strong in second place, while Nukembokan is hot on his tail in third. La Croissant 1980 and Isionu 1212 are battling for positions behind them. It's going to be interesting to see if they can catch up. Keep your eyes on those back row drivers, they're known for pulling some sneaky moves. Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes has successfully moved into pen after overtaking Tankaminen 704. Neo Texum and Red Panama have advanced to P12, completing an impressive pass on both Kazashuk and Sarairambot. Meanwhile, Greninjab and Sloothy Raven have gained positions as well, now sitting in P18 after overtaking Naga 77 and Electric Murray. The race is tightening up as these drivers continue to push for better placements. Sidrak is now in Pelivan, after successfully overtaking Tankaminen 704. In P18, Greninjab and Sloothy Raven have climbed the ranks by passing both Naga 77 and Electric Murray. Meanwhile, the Gentleman has advanced to P25, getting ahead of Duff Dad and Safe Foreign BZG. Naida and Baker Jaroni have successfully moved up to 15, overtaking Kazushuk and Sir Ironbot during a fierce battle. The Honda Accord piloted by Naibi and Baker Jaroni is showing strong performance against the Alfa Romeo 156 driven by Kazushuk and Sir Ironbot. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle has also made progress, advancing to P19 after overtaking both Naga 77 and Electric Murray. The race continues to heat up with these dynamic shifts in positioning. Hey there, Diego Nascar 86. Welcome back to the pit stop. Buckle up for some AI racing fun. Let's see if our computer pals can handle the track better than you did last time. Racing car, dashing away. La Croissant 1980 and Isiona 1212 have successfully moved into P2, executing a clean overtake on Sabina 27 and Rayton Has Godzer. Sabina 27 and Rayton Has Godzer have also made a strategic move to claim P3, overtaking Bobado from Team Blast. The top positions are showing some competitive dynamics as the race progresses. Neo Texum and Red Panama have successfully moved up to P13, executing a clean overtake on Kazushuk and Su Ironbot. The maneuver was precise, showcasing excellent timing and acceleration. The gap between them and the cars ahead is now starting to close, indicating possible further moves in the next laps. Sabine 27 and Reitenhaus Godzilla have successfully moved into P3 after an impressive overtake on Waintran 94. Waintran 94 responded by advancing to P4, overtaking both Lacrosse 1980 and Isio 212 in the process. Meanwhile, Duff Dad and Sesforn BTA have climbed up to P26, overtaking Jazak 72 and Amy. The race is intensifying with these position changes. Kamikaze 38, in the BMW 320 SI, is currently side-by-side with Komodo 3 in the Lada 110s, as they approach the tight right turn. Kamikaze 38 manages to pull ahead slightly on the exit, gaining a few inches. Komodo 3 is not giving up and is right on his tail, looking for an opportunity to reclaim that position. They both drift through the next corner. This battle for P22 is tightly contested, with neither driver willing to concede ground. As they head into the straight, Kamikaze 38 maintains a narrow lead, while Komodo 3 prepares for a potential slipstream maneuver. The gap remains minimal as they cross the line. As the race progresses, the gentleman in the Mercedes C200 is closely followed by Duff Dad and C4 and BZJ in their BMW 320 SI, all battling for position 26. The gentleman maintains a slight edge as they enter the next corner. But Duff Dad is applying pressure from behind, looking for an opportunity to overtake. Steve 4 and BJ is not far behind, keeping the pace tense. The BMW is making a move on the inside line, attempting to squeeze past the gentleman. They are side by side now as they exit the corner, and it looks like Duff Dad might have the advantage on the straight. The gentleman defends well, holding his line, but Duff Dad manages to slip ahead briefly. Meanwhile, ST4 and BDJ is looking for any opening to capitalize on this battle. The positioning is tight as they approach the next turn. It's a crucial moment as they jostle for that pivotal 26th place. Cedric has encountered issues, dropping 7 positions down to P27. Meanwhile, Deplorable and Batato de Massa have successfully overtaken Rizaldia Atta, climbing to P8. Additionally, Muchisero has advanced to P20 after overtaking Kamikaze 38. Katsushok and Sirarimbot have successfully moved up to 13 after overtaking Naibe and Baker Joroni. This maneuver showcases their teamwork and strategy, allowing them to gain crucial positions as they navigate the track. The race dynamics are shifting as they push forward. Sabine 27 and Rayton Hasgodza have made significant progress, now occupying P3 after successfully overtaking Lacroix 1, 1980, and Ision 212 in a well-timed maneuver. The dynamics in the midfield are intensifying as they push forward, while Lacroix 1980 and Ision 212 drop back to Power and 5 respectively. The race continues to unfold with strategic positioning and tactical driving. Purgate 3 and Amundsen are making significant progress as they close the gap to Arafeel by 2.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Arafeel is maintaining their position but will need to keep an eye on the rearview mirror as the duo approaches. The dynamics are shifting, and it seems like a potential overtake could be on the horizon if Hugo 3 and Amundsen continue at this pace. Komodo 3 has successfully advanced to P22, executing a clean overtake on both Waziria Sky and Maya in the last lap. The maneuver was efficient, showcasing good speed and timing. Meanwhile, the cars in the top positions remain tightly packed, with minimal gaps between them. The race dynamics are intensifying as drivers adjust their strategies for potential overtakes ahead. Deplorable and Batadouda Massa have successfully moved up to P9 after executing a clean overtake on Tenkamin 744. Tenkanmin 704 has dropped to Pen as a result. The pace is increasing in the midfield as the drivers jostle for position. Currently, OK3 maintains the lead in Pon with Mukambokam closely trailing. Bobardo is also in the mix for the top position. Sabina 27 and Reagan Hasgodza have surged into P3 after overtaking Lacrosse 1980 and Isio in 1212. The battle for P3 is heating up, with Sabina 27 and Reagan Hasgodza now engaged with Lacroisse 1980 and Isio in 1212. The dynamics are shifting as these drivers push their limits on the track. Rafael has successfully moved up to P4 after overtaking both Sabina 27 and Reagan Hasgodza. In the battle for Pone, Haibu 3 and Amin Sun are making significant progress, reducing the gap to Waintra 94 by 2.6 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these competitors push their limits. Lacrosse 1980 and Isiona 1212 have successfully moved up to P2 after overtaking Bobardo. They are now engaged in a close battle for the position with Bobardo, who is not giving up easily. Meanwhile, Sabina 27, Reagan Hasgodza and Rafael are locked in a competitive fight for power, all closely trailing each other as they jockey for position. The dynamics on the track are heating up as these cars vie for their spots. Bobardo is now in P2 after successfully overtaking Rafael. Rafael has moved to P3, managing to get past both Lacrosse 1980 and Isi 1212 in the process. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha is closing in on Waintra 94, reducing the gap by 2.6 seconds. Rafael has successfully moved into P3 after overtaking Bobardo. The two cars are now engaged in a close battle for that position, with Bobardo attempting to retake the spot. The gap between them is minimal as they navigate through the turns, maintaining high speeds. Rizaldi Adha is now just 2.1 seconds behind Waintra 94, showing impressive speed as he closes the gap. The race dynamics are shifting as we approach the next turn. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, we have Turbidon pulling off a clean overtake on Speedsterks, moving up into 5th position. Currently, the top 3 remain stable, with no significant changes in their positions. Lacroixon 1980 has successfully moved into P2, overtaking at Arafael. Meanwhile, Arafael is now engaged in a close battle for P3 with Sabina 27 and Raiden Hasgardser. In addition, Neo Texum and Red Panama have advanced to P12, overtaking Captain Potato in the process. The dynamics on the track are shifting rapidly. Wowza! Huge shout out to Lord of the Jungle for dropping 100 bits. Thank you for revving up the hype train. Racing car dashing away, you're awesome. Let's keep that momentum going. Party popper. Wayne Trinity 4 from Team Wandan Midnight Runners and Rizaldi Ada are engaged in a tight battle for 7th place, with both cars closely matched. Deplorably, Apple and Batata Odamasa are rapidly catching up to Rizaldi Ada, reducing the gap by 3.6 seconds. The dynamics in the segment of the race are intensifying as they push for position. Sabine 27 and Rayton Hasgardser have successfully moved into P3 after overtaking Bobado Dotto. Meanwhile, Bobado and A. Raphael from Team Blast are locked in a close battle for power, exchanging positions as they navigate the track. In the low ranks, Naib and Baker Durrani have advanced to 15, managing to pass both Shiproman and Suzanne Greenberg. The race continues to see dynamic shifts in positions as the drivers push their limits. Okay, back to the action. Lacroixon 1980 and Ision 1212 are making significant gains on Okayoki 3 and Nukem Bochum, reducing the distance by 2.4 seconds. Bobado has successfully overtaken Wayne Tre 94 and has now secured 5. Meanwhile, Wayne Tre 94 is in a tight contest with Huggood 3 and Amundsen for 6, indicating a close battle with potential for position changes. The dynamics are shifting rapidly as we approach the next phase of the race. Sabine 27 and Rayton Has Godser have made significant progress, reducing the gap to Le Croissant 1980 and Ischion 12 by 7.8 seconds. This is a crucial moment as they continue to push forward, applying pressure on the leaders. The dynamics of the race are shifting with this change in pace, and it will be interesting to see if they can maintain this momentum to set up for a potential overtake. Meanwhile, Le Croissant 1980 and Ischion 12 will need to respond quickly to defend their positions. Sabine 27 and Rayton Has Godser have successfully overtaken Raphael, moving into P2 to A. Raphael retaliated by taking P3 from both Le Croissant 1980 and Issy 12. Meanwhile, Tankamainen 704 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Rizaldi Adha from Team Quark Express down to 4.7 seconds. Raphael has now secured P3, successfully overtaking Bobado from Team Blast. Bobado has responded by pushing ahead to Pfauer, maneuvering past Sabine 27 and Rayton Has Godser. The fight for Pfauer is intensifying, with Bobado, Sabine 27, and Rayton Has Godser engaged in a close battle, each vying for position. Bobardo has successfully moved into P3, after executing a clean overtake on Raphael. This shift in position adds pressure to the current leaders as Bobardo closes the gap. Meanwhile, Raphael is now in Pfauer, adjusting strategies to reclaim that podium spot. The race is intensifying as we approach the midpoint. Bobardo and Raphael are currently engaged in a tight battle for third place. Bobardo is holding a slight edge as they approach the first corner, but Raphael is gaining ground on the straight. There's a clear attempt from Raphael to slipstream, looking for an opportunity to overtake. As they enter the sharp left turn, Bobardo defends well, maintaining his position. Raphael tries to dive on the inside but ultimately backs off to avoid contact. The gap remains minimal as they head down the next straight, and it looks like Raphael is poised to make another attack. Further back, we have a quick change as Car 7 has moved up to 5th, after taking advantage of a small mistake from the driver in 6th. The race dynamics are heating up as the leaders maintain their pace. Bobardo is now just 2.9 seconds behind Le Croissant 1980 and Ischion 12 as he continues to close the gap. Meanwhile, Hugo 3 and Amundsen have advanced to 6 after successfully overtaking Waintra 94. The race dynamics are shifting as positions change rapidly. Lacroixon 1980 and Ision 1212 have successfully moved into pole after overtaking Okayoke 3 and Nukembokim. The maneuver was executed on the inside of turn 5, showcasing impressive precision. Okayoke 3 now sits in P3, while Nukembokim falls to P4. The top positions are tightening up as they head into the next lap. Bobardo has significantly reduced the gap to Lacroixon 1980 and Ision 1212 by 2.3 seconds, indicating a strong push as he approaches their positions. The dynamics in the front trio are shifting with Bobardo gaining momentum. Meanwhile, Lacroixon 1980 and Ision 1212 seem to be maintaining their pace, but may need to defend against Bobardo's advances. The race remains tightly contested as they navigate through the upcoming turns. Hey Cody Schrodinger. Welcome back to the racetrack. Racing car dashing away, did you miss the thrilling AI shenanigans? Buckle up, it's about to get wild. Bobardo has made a significant move, now positioned in P2 after overtaking both Lacroixon 1980 and Ision 1212. The battle for second place is heating up as Bobardo, Lacroixon 1980, and Ision 1212 continue to jockey for position. Meanwhile, Deplorably Apple and Batatao de Massa are steadily closing the gap on Rizaldi Adha, reducing the distance by 2.5 seconds. The dynamics of the race are shifting as these positions continue to evolve. Haha, looks like we've got our own little mini battle of wits going on here. Love the teamwork, guys. Keep it coming. Bobardo has significantly reduced the gap to Okayoke 3 and Nukembokim, now just 2.1 seconds behind. The positioning indicates a potential battle for position as Bobardo is gaining momentum. As they head into the next corner, it will be crucial for Bobardo to maintain this pace to successfully overtake. Meanwhile, Okayoke 3 and Nukembokim are likely strategizing their defensive maneuvers to hold on to their positions. Waintra 94 is now 2.6 seconds behind Lacroixon 1980 and Ision 1212, showing significant pace as he closes the gap. Dowantra Kill. Rizaldi Adha has gained positions and is currently in 9th, having successfully overtaken Hugo Free and Amundsen. The dynamics are shifting as we approach the next section of the track. Wayne 94 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Le Croissant 1980 and Ission 1212 by 2.6 seconds. Meanwhile, Tankerman in 7 Ahar has successfully overtaken Rizaldi Adha, advancing into 7. The race dynamics are shifting as positions are changing rapidly in these critical moments. Le Croissant 1980 and Ission 1212 have successfully moved into Pone after overtaking Okayoka 3 and Nukambokam Dotian. Meanwhile, Hagod 3 and Aminzan have advanced to P9, getting past Rizaldi Adha Batatsesi. The competition is heating up as positions shift rapidly. Sabina 27 and Raitinhas Godza have successfully moved into the 7 after overtaking Wayne 94. Meanwhile, Wayne 94 has climbed to P8 by passing Tankermin in 704. In another exciting moment, Neotexum and Red Panama advanced to P12, overtaking both Kazashok and Sirarambot. The positions are changing rapidly as the race continues to heat up. Sabina 27 and Raitinhas Godzer have reduced the gap to A. Rafael by 3 seconds, tightening the battle for position. Knalga 77 and Electric Murray have successfully moved up to P11 after overtaking both Deplorabliapple and Batata Odamasa. Meanwhile, Butchazero is closing in on Captain Potato, reducing the distance by 2.1 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as positions continue to change. Wayne 94 has successfully moved into 6 after overtaking Tankerman in 704. Deplorabliapple and Batata Odamasa have both advanced to P11, overtaking Captain Potato in the process. Meanwhile, Captain Potato has regained some ground, moving up to P12 by overtaking Nalga 77 and Electric Meridit. Rafael has successfully moved into P3, executing a clean overtake on both La Croissant 1980 and Ission 1212. Meanwhile, Shipraman and Suzanne Greenberg have advanced to P13, passing Naga 77 and Electric Marina Process. Additionally, Lord of the Jungle has made progress to P19, overtaking Butcher Zero. The race is tightening up as positions shift. The gentleman currently holds P3, but is under pressure as Duff Dad and Sekvorn BZJ are rapidly closing the gap, reducing it by 26.4 seconds. In the meantime, Wayne Train 94 has successfully moved into 5 after overtaking both Lacroix 1980 and Ission 1212. Now, Wayne Train 94 finds himself in a tight battle for 5 with both Lacroix 1980 and Ission 1212 right on his tail. Tenkamin 7 Hor is currently in the lead, but Hugad 3 and Aminsan are making significant progress, reducing the gap by 2 seconds. It looks like they are optimizing their racing lines and taking advantage of the slipstream to gain speed. The dynamics are shifting as they approach Tenkamin 700, who may need to defend their position. Overtaking opportunities could arise shortly if Hug 3 and Aminsan maintain this momentum. Lacroixon 1980 and Ission 1212 have successfully made their way up to 6, executing a clean overtake on Tenkamin 74. The dynamic between these three is shifting as they jockey for position. Tenkamin 704 is now in 7, while the race continues to unfold with tight competition ahead. Hey there, clown. Welcome back. Automobile dashing away, we've missed your awesome vibes. Ready to cheer on some speedy AI races with us? Let's go. Party popper. Lacroixon 1980 and Ission 1212 have successfully moved up to Pefauer, executing a clean overtake on Airfield. Meanwhile, Tenkamin 74 has climbed to 6 after overtaking Wayne Train 94. The positions are tightening as the race progresses. Aerofail has successfully moved into 5, executing a clean overtake on Tenkamin 7-4. The battle for 5 continues as Tenkamin 704 is not letting up and is right on Aerofail's tail. Meanwhile, Shipperman and Suzanne Greenberg are making significant progress, decreasing the gap to Captain Potato by 2.4 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for position in the near future. Wayne Train 94 has successfully moved up to 6 after executing a clean overtake on Tenkamin 704. The maneuver was precise, with Wayne 94 utilizing the slipstream effectively to gain speed before making the pass. Meanwhile, Tenkamen 74 is now in 7, still within striking distance, but will need to regroup for a counterattack. The battle for positions continues to heat up in the midfield. Bobardo is now just 1.9 seconds behind Okayoki 3, and he's gained on Nukembakam as well. The battle for position 6 is heating up between Wayne 94 and Tenkamen 704, with both cars maintaining a close distance as they jockey for position. Tension is building in that section of the track. Bobardo has significantly reduced the gap to Okayoki 3 and Nukembakam by 230 seconds, indicating a strong push. Okayoki 3 is currently maintaining a steady pace, but with Bobardo's momentum, an overtake could be imminent. Meanwhile, Nukembakam appears to be holding his position, but needs to fend off Bobardo's advances as they approach the next turn. The dynamics are tightening up in this trio. Wayne 94 has successfully moved into 6, executing a clean overtake on both Lacroix 1980 and Ishii 1212. The battle for 6 continues to heat up as the 3 cars jockey for position. Meanwhile, Neotexum and Red Panama have made their way up to 14, overtaking Nalga 77 and Electric Mary in the process. The dynamics of the race are shifting as these drivers gain ground. Chipperman and Suzanne Greenberg are now just 2.4 seconds behind Captain Potato, making significant gains in the last lap. Their pace is improving as they maneuver through the turns, applying pressure to Captain Potato. The gap is narrowing, and it looks like an overtaking opportunity could be on the horizon. Captain Potato will need to maintain focus to defend their position as the race dynamics shift. Tenkamen 704 is currently in pursuit of Arafael, reducing the gap by 3.2 seconds. Lord of the Jungle has made a notable advancement to position 18, successfully overtaking both Granijeb and Sleuthy Raven. The race dynamics are shifting as positions continue to change. Okayoki 3 and Nukembakam have successfully overtaken Bobardo, placing them in positions Pone and P2 respectively. They are now engaged in a tight battle for the lead. Meanwhile, Kazashok and Sir Ironbot have advanced to 15, after passing both Neo Texan and Red Panama. The race is intensifying as these dynamics unfold. Tenkamin in 704 is currently closing in on Arafale, reducing the gap to 3.2 seconds. In the battle for 10th place, Deplorable Evil and Batatoa Damasa are fighting closely. Both in BMW 320si models, while Rizaldi Adha, in a standard BMW 300, is right on their tail. The competition for that position is intensifying as they navigate the track. Captain Potato has successfully moved up to P11, executing a clean overtake on Rizali Adhadachache. Meanwhile, Naga 77 and Electric Murray are closing in on Shipraman and Suzanne Greenberg, reducing the gap by 2.3 seconds. The battle for positions is intensifying as the race progresses. Wayne 94 is now just 5.4 seconds behind Tenkamin in 7.4, after reducing the gap by 2.1 seconds. Meanwhile, in 4th place, we have Speedster, maintaining a consistent pace but unable to catch up to the top 3. In the back of the pack, we see Drift King Go 123, making a move, successfully overtaking rival racer Quicksilver 98 for 7th position. The dynamics are shifting as drivers adjust their strategies throughout the track. Currently, Bobardo is gaining on Okayoki 3 and Nukem Bokem, reducing the distance by 2.3 seconds. As they navigate through the turns, Bobardo's acceleration appears to be stronger, allowing him to maintain a steady pace. Okayoki 3 is holding his position, while Nukem Bokem is trying to defend against the advancing Bobardo. It will be interesting to see if Bobardo can execute an overtaking maneuver in the upcoming section of the track. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack is maintaining their positions, with no significant changes behind them at this moment. Greninja and Sleuthy Raven are currently gaining ground on Naibe and Bakajore, reducing the gap by 2.1 seconds. Greninja is utilizing a slipstream behind Sleuthy Raven, which is allowing them to maintain high speed while conserving energy. Meanwhile, Naibe and Bakajore are managing their tire wear as they navigate through turns. but they need to watch their mirrors closely as the distance is decreasing rapidly. The dynamics between these four drivers are intensifying as they approach a critical section of the track. Neo Texum and Red Panama have successfully moved up to 16, executing clean overtakes on Naibe and Baker Gironi. It appears their strategy has paid off as they capitalize on the opening in the field. The race dynamics continue to shift as they make progress through the pack. IRFA is now just 2.5 seconds behind 7:27 after that last lap. Rayton Hasgodzo maintains a steady pace ahead, but IRFA is gaining ground quickly. The dynamic between these three will be crucial as they approach the next turn. Keep an eye on how they navigate the upcoming corners. Overtaking opportunities may arise soon. Lequisson 1980 and Isione 1212 are making a strong push, reducing the gap to Waintra 94 by 2.8 seconds. In the battle for P9, Deplorablepo and Batatao Damasan at BMW 320 Psi are closely contending with Hugo 3 and Amundsen, who are driving a BMW 320. Naibe and Baker Gironi have successfully moved up to 16 after overtaking Neo Texum and Red Panama. The race is intensifying as these positions shift. Unzirius Guy and Maya maintain their positions at the front, but Duffdad and C4 BHA are gaining ground, reducing the gap by 12.5 seconds. In the mid-pack, Seban at 27 and Rayton Hasgodzer are closing in on Bobado from Team Blast, narrowing the difference by 2.1 seconds. Additionally, Aerofail is also catching up to Sabani 27 and Rayton Hasgodzer, with a similar reduction of 2.1 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as these drivers increase their pace. Aerofail is now just 2.7 seconds behind Sabina 27 and Rayton Hasgodzer, steadily closing that gap. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle has successfully moved up to P18 after overtaking both Greninja and Sleuthy Raven. The battle for P18 continues as Lord of the Jungle in the Alfa Romeo 156 maintains his position against the chasing duo in their Mercedes C200s. Sabine 27 has made a move on Rittenhouse, taking the inside line into turn 5 and successfully securing P3. Rittenhouse is now attempting to counterattack, but is closely followed by ARFL, who is poised to capitalize on any mistakes. The gap between them is minimal, making this tight three-way battle for the podium position. Sabine 27 holds the lead in this trio as they head into the next corner. Tenkaminen 704 has advanced to 6 after successfully overtaking Wayne Trey 94. Lacroisson 1980 and Ission 1212 are steadily gaining on Wayne Trey 94, reducing the gap by 2.7 seconds. Meanwhile, a close battle for P9 is unfolding between Deplorableapple, Batata Odamasa, Huggert 3, and Amundsendet Tutti. Deplorableapple and Batata Odamasa are competing in a BMW 320si, while Hug3 and Amundsen are in a BMW 320, intensifying the fight for position. Tenkaminen 704 is making significant progress, now reducing the gap to Wayne Trey 94 to 11.1 seconds. Meanwhile, IRFL has successfully moved up to third place, overtaking both Sabine 27 and Rittenhouse Godzer in quick succession. The race dynamics are shifting as we see these drivers jockeying for position. Lacroisson 1980 and Isione 1212 have successfully moved into 7 after overtaking Tenkaminen 704. In the battle for 17, Greninjab and Sleuthy Raven are driving a Mercedes C200, while Nide and Baker Gironi are in a Honda Accord, and they are closely contesting the position. The competition is heating up as they jockey for track advantage. Deplorableapple and Batata Odamasa have successfully moved up to P9, executing a clean overtake on Huggert 3 and Amundsen. The dynamics in the midfield are tightening as these two cars gain momentum. Kamikaze 38 from the Wangan Midnight Runners has significantly reduced the gap to Komodo 3, now just 2.3 seconds apart. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Turbo Turtle is holding steady in 4th position as they navigate the tight turns, while Drifting has made a daring overtake on Speedman, moving up to 6th place. The front runners remain tightly packed, with only a few tenths separating them as they approach the next corner. Zero has significantly reduced the gap to Lord of the Jungle, now trailing by only 2.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Speed Demon is holding steady in third position, maintaining a consistent pace. Overtakes have been sparse, but it looks like Zero's strategy might pay off soon. The leaders are entering a tight corner. This could be an opportunity for Zero to make a move. Lobardo is currently in pole, after completing successful overtakes on Okayoki 3 and Nukembokum. Kinaga 77 and Electric Murray have made significant progress as well, advancing to P13 by overtaking Ship Roman and Suzanne Greenberg-Dotti. The positions are tightening up as the race continues. Tenkamen 700 and 4 Le Croissant 1980 and Ishion 1212 are closely contesting for 7. Tenkamen in 704 is currently in the lead of this trio, maintaining a slight advantage as they approach the first turn. Le Croissant 1980 is positioning for an overtaking maneuver on the inside but hasn't committed yet. Ishion 1212 is right on their tail, looking for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistakes. The dynamics here are tense as they navigate the corners, with positions shifting slightly but no one yet making a decisive move. The race for 7 remains highly competitive. Le Croissant 1980 and Ishion 1212 have successfully moved up to 6 after overtaking Wayne Train 4. Rizaldi Ada is making a strong push, closing the gap to Huggett 3 and Aminzen by 2.7 seconds. Meanwhile, Komodo 3 is also gaining ground on Zero, reducing the distance by 3.6 seconds. Lobardos continue to close the gap on Okayoki 3 and Nukembokum, reducing the distance by 2.30 seconds. Meanwhile, Jasak 72 and Amy are also gaining on Duff Dad and State Fawn BJ, cutting their deficit by 2 seconds. The race is tightening up as competitors push for better positions. Knalga 77 and Electric Marie have successfully overtaken Chipberman and Suzanne Greenberg, both moving up to position 13. This maneuver demonstrates strong coordination and strategic driving as they navigate through the field. The gap between them and the cars ahead is narrowing, indicating a potential for further advancement. Sabine 27 and Rayton Has Godzer have successfully moved into P2 after an impressive overtake on Wayne 94. Wayne 94 then reclaimed some ground, moving back up to P3 by overtaking both Lacroix 1980 and Ission 1212. Meanwhile, Lacroix 1980 and Isiomi 1212 have also advanced, now in power after overtaking Bobardo. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race progresses. Rizaldi Adha has narrowed the gap to Hugad 3 and Amundsen by 2.1 seconds, indicating a strong push from him as he looks to make an overtaking maneuver. Meanwhile, Komodo 3 is also gaining on Buchisero, reducing the distance between them by 2.5 seconds. Both drivers are showing impressive pace in this segment of the race. Bobardo from Team Blast has successfully moved into P3, overtaking A.I. Raphael. In the battle for 6, Wayne 94 from Team Wangan Midnight Runners is closely engaged with both Sabina 27 and Rayton Has Godzilla. Meanwhile, Knalga 77 and Electric Marie are steadily closing in on Chip Broman and Suzanne Greenberg, reducing the gap by 2.1 seconds. The race dynamics continue to shift as positions change and gaps narrow dorade out. Knalga 77 and Electromarie have successfully moved up to position 12 after overtaking Captain Potato. Gun. Meanwhile, there's a close battle occurring for position 22 between Kamikaze 38, Waziri Sky and Maya as they jockey for position. The race dynamics are heating up as these drivers push for every inch on the track. Wayne 94 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Lacroix 1980 and Isyoyun 1212 by 23.1 seconds. Meanwhile, Tankomanen 704 is also gaining on Sabina 27 and Rayton Has Godzer, closing that distance by 2.4 seconds. Position shifts are imminent as these drivers continue to push their limits. Knalda 77 and Electric Miri are closing in on Haggard 3 and Amundsen, reducing the gap by 25.8 seconds. In a separate battle for P9, Rizaldi Adha in a BMW 320 is facing off against deplorably Apple and Batato de Massa, both driving BMW 320i model. The competition remains tight as they jockey for position. Alfa 8 has reduced the gap to Babardo by 2.4 seconds, indicating a strong push for position. Meanwhile, Sabinet 27 and Ratenhas Godzer have successfully overtaken Tankaminan 704, advancing to Savin in the process. The gentleman is also making moves, climbing to P25 after overtaking Duff Dad and State 4 and BZH. The race is intensifying with these strategic overtakes. Hey Lucaria Max 5. Party Popper, welcome back to the racetrack. We've got some AI drivers tearing it up out there. Grab a snack and enjoy the show. Checkered flag popcorn. Tankerman in 704 has dropped back to 15 after losing 7 positions, struggling with handling. Uichizura has also encountered issues, falling 9 spots down to P25. Meanwhile, Babardo has made significant progress, moving up to P2 after successfully overtaking both Sabina 27 and Ratenhas Godzer. The battle for the podium is intensifying as the race continues. Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes has made significant progress, moving up to 7 after successfully overtaking 4 cars, including Sabai 27 and Ratenhas Godzer. Katzishuk and Sir Ironbot are also gaining ground, narrowing the gap to Shiproman and Suzanne Greenberg by 581 seconds. The competition is tightening as these drivers push for better positions on the track. Winzerius Guy and Maya are making significant progress, now just 565.6 seconds behind Greninja and Sleuthy Raven. Meanwhile, Neo Texum and Red Panama have successfully moved up to 15 after overtaking Lacroix 1980 and Isione 1212. The race dynamics are tightening as the competitors push for better positions. Winzerius Guy and Maya have just executed impressive maneuvers, each overtaking 4 cars in quick succession, which has propelled them into 14th position. Meanwhile, Kamikaze 38 is also making significant progress, following suit with 4 successful overtakes to claim 15th place. In the meantime, Desak 72 and Amy are actively closing in on Busheye 0, reducing the gap by 583.9 seconds, indicating a strong potential for an upcoming challenge. The dynamics are shifting as these competitors continue to battle for position. WTCC has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Kamikaze 38 by 2.5 seconds. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, Accelerator is attempting to overtake Speedster 22 on the inside line, but the maneuver is not successful this time. Up front, Kamikaze 38 maintains their position, despite the pressure from Buchi 0, who is gaining traction on the straights. The race dynamics are intensifying as drivers adjust their strategies. WTCC is indeed making significant progress, reducing the gap to Kamikaze 38, down to 2 seconds. They're entering a tight corner now, and it appears Bucazero is setting up for an overtaking maneuver. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, we see Viperjet taking advantage of some slipstream, pulling alongside Nitro Boost. This could lead to a side-by-side battle as they approach the next turn. Kamikaze 38 holds a solid line, but Bucazero is right on their tail, potentially looking for an opening. The tension is building as they head into the straight. One Serious Guy has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Greninjeb and Sluther Raven by 2.1 seconds. This puts him in a strong position to challenge for the next overtaking opportunity. Currently, Greninjeb and Sluther Raven are maintaining their pace, but with Waziri's Guy gaining speed, it will be interesting to see how they respond. The dynamic is shifting as we approach the next corner. Wayne 24 is now just 2.2 seconds behind Bobardo, clearly gaining momentum. The gap is tightening as they approach the next corner. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Car Alfax has made a successful overtake on Carbotaz, moving up into 5th position. The top 3 remain stable, but there are noticeable shifts in the lower ranks. Wayne 94's tires look to be holding up well, which could play a key role in his pursuit of Bobardo. Wayne 94 from Team Wangan Midnight Runners has successfully reduced the gap to Bobardo by 2.4 seconds, showcasing impressive speed and strategy. The positioning indicates that Wayne 94 is gaining ground and could attempt an overtake in the upcoming corners. Meanwhile, other cars are maintaining their pace, with no significant position changes noted at this moment. The tension builds as the race dynamics continue to evolve. Katsashuk and Sir Ironbot are showing impressive speed as they close in on Shipramon and Suzanne Greenberg. The gap has narrowed by 2:30 seconds, indicating they're gaining ground. Meanwhile, Chip Broman and Suzanne Greenberg need to maintain their pace to fend off this challenge. The dynamics between these four cars are evolving rapidly. Rizaldi Ada is showing impressive pace, reducing the gap to Waintra 94 by 2.2 seconds. The battle for position is heating up as they approach the next corner. Meanwhile, in the midfield, we see a tight fight between Car 3 and Car 4, with Car 4 attempting an overtake. Car 3 defends well, maintaining its position for now. In the back, Car 5 is making a move on Car 6, pulling alongside down the straight but unable to secure the pass before the braking zone. The dynamics are shifting as strategies unfold across the grid. Bushizaro has successfully moved up to 15, executing a clean overtake on Kamikaze 38. The maneuver was precise, showcasing Buchizaro's skill in navigating through traffic. As they head into the next corner, Kamikaze 38 is now trailing behind, adjusting strategy to reclaim that position. Haha. Looks like Neo Texan is throwing some shade. We're all here for the drama though, right? Let's see if anyone can crush their way to that last lap. Checkered flag, grinning squinting face. Jazak 72 and Amy are gaining on Bush 0, decreasing the gap by 574 seconds. Meanwhile, Wayne 24 is catching up to Babardo, reducing their distance by 2.2 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as both pairs of drivers are intensifying their efforts to close the gaps. Wayne 94 is now just 2.1 seconds behind Bobardo, after significantly closing the gap. The AI systems in Wayne 94 are clearly optimizing their speed and taking better racing lines through the corners. Meanwhile, Bobardo is maintaining a solid pace but may need to adjust strategy if this trend continues. The dynamics between these two drivers are becoming increasingly interesting as we move deeper into the race. Hubertfree and Amundsen have successfully moved into 5, overtaking Deplorable Evil and Bottatau de Massa. The two BMWs are now in a close battle for that position, with Hubertfree and Amundsen in a BMW 320, and Deplorable Evil and Bottatau de Massa in a BMW 320. The race dynamics are tightening as they jockey for the advantage, maintaining a competitive pace. Deplorably Apple and Bottatau de Massa, both in a BMW 320 SI, are currently side by side, vying for 5. They have been exchanging positions multiple times, showcasing excellent driving skills. Meanwhile, Hubertfree and Amundsen, in the standard BMW 320, are closely trailing behind. As they approach the final sector, Deplorably Apple makes a bold move on the inside, gaining an advantage over Bottatau de Massa. However, Bottatau de Massa quickly counters, attempting to reclaim the position on the next corner. Hubertfree and Amundsen are not far off, ready to capitalize on any errors in this intense battle. The dynamic between these 4 cars is electrifying as they navigate through the corners, maintaining their speed while avoiding collisions. Congrats to Okayoki 3. That was an epic race. Party Popper dashing away. It's always great to see some friendly competition and good vibes. And yes, GG everyone. Let's see who's gonna take the next one.